One bright morning in Mesa Verde National Park, Leo, a curious young boy, stepped out of his tent. He stretched and yawned, breathing in the fresh mountain air. "What a beautiful place," he said, looking around. "I want to learn more about it." A playful rabbit named Thistle hopped beside him, twitching her nose in excitement. "I'm ready for an adventure," she said. They decided to explore the park together. As they walked along the trail, they saw a park ranger leading a group of visitors. Leo and Thistle quickly joined the group to hear more about the area. "Mesa Verde means green table in Spanish," the ranger explained. "Long ago, the Ancestral Puebloans built their homes in the cliffs here. These homes were a part of a rich culture that lasted for hundreds of years." Leo's eyes widened. "Cliff homes? That sounds amazing," he exclaimed. "Yes, they're incredible," said the ranger, smiling. "We'll visit them today. Follow me." As they walked deeper into the park, Leo noticed a large sandstone cliff with doorways carved into the rock. It was much higher up than he expected, and it looked like it would be impossible to reach. How did they build homes up there? Leo wondered aloud, gazing at the impressive cliff dwellings. Thistle hopped up next to him, her nose twitching as she observed the scene. "That's a good question, Leo. Let's find out." Nearby, a friendly lizard sunbathing on a rock overheard their conversation and offered an answer. "The Ancestral Puebloans used ladders and handholds to climb up and down the cliffs," the lizard said. "They also used wooden scaffolds to help them build." Leo's mouth dropped open. "Wow, that sounds dangerous. But why did they live up there?" The lizard explained. "Living in the cliffs helped them stay safe from predators and the weather. Plus, they had an excellent view of the valley below." Leo looked around, taking in the breathtaking landscape. "I can see everything from up here. But what did they do for food?" The ranger, who had been listening nearby, answered. "The Ancestral Puebloans were farmers. They grew beans, corn, and squash in the soil around the cliff dwellings. They also raised small animals and used the resources in the surrounding forests." Thistle's ears perked up. Farming on this rocky land must have been tough. "How did they do it?" The ranger nodded. "It was challenging, but the Ancestral Puebloans were clever. They built small check dams and channels to catch and store rainwater, which helped their crops grow. They also used terraces on the cliffs to maximize the limited space they had." Leo scratched his head, impressed. "That's really smart. But I guess farming wouldn't have been their only job. What else did they do?" Thistle bounced around excitedly. "I bet they made beautiful things like art or pottery." Leo smiled at Thistle's guess. "Yes, they did. Let me show you." The ranger led the group to another part of the park, where they saw some ancient petroglyphs carved into the rocks. "These are petroglyphs," the ranger said. "The Ancestral Puebloans used them to tell stories. They would carve images of animals, people, and symbols to communicate important messages." Leo crouched down to get a closer look at the carvings. "It's amazing that these pictures have lasted for so long. I wonder what stories they told." Thistle hopped up beside Leo and asked, "Did they carve pictures of animals like me?" The ranger smiled. "Yes, they did. They carved animals like rabbits, deer, and even mountain lions. Many of these animals were important to their daily life." Leo and Thistle looked at the petroglyphs, imagining what life was like back then. "I bet they saw a lot of animals here," Leo said. The ranger nodded. "Absolutely. Mesa Verde was home to many creatures, including cottontail rabbits like you, Thistle, as well as deer, black bears, and wild turkeys. The Ancestral Puebloans lived in harmony with nature." Thistle's whiskers twitched with excitement. "I'm glad I live here now, but I wonder what happened to the people who lived here so long ago." Leo was curious too. "Yeah, what happened to them?" The ranger paused for a moment, his face thoughtful. "Around the year 1300, the Ancestral Puebloans mysteriously left their cliff dwellings and moved to other areas. Historians aren't entirely sure why they left, but it might have been due to drought, resource depletion, or a need for more space. Leo looked at the cliff dwellings again, wondering about the lives of the people who had lived there. Even though they left, their history is still here, he said quietly. The ranger smiled. That's right, Leo. These cliff dwellings and the artifacts left behind tell the story of a people who lived here for over 700 years. By preserving this park, we keep their history alive for future generations to learn from. Leo nodded. That's really important. We must take care of special places like this. The sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the cliffs. Leo and Thistle stood quietly, taking in the peaceful beauty of Mesa Verde. I've learned so much today, Leo said with a smile. I've learned a lot too, Thistle agreed, her ears twitching with excitement. There's so much more to discover here. As they walked back toward the trailhead, Leo looked at the park rangers, the visitors, and all the other animals that called this place home. I'm glad that so many people come to see and protect Mesa Verde, he said. The ranger nodded. Mesa Verde is now a national park, and it's important that we all work together to protect the history, wildlife, and natural beauty here. Leo turned to Thistle as they walked back toward their camp. I'll never forget today's adventure. Mesa Verde is full of wonders, and I can't wait to learn even more. That night, as Leo lay in his tent, he thought about the cliff dwellings, the stories told through petroglyphs, and the animals that lived in the park. I'll definitely be back, he whispered to Thistle, who was curled up beside him. There's so much more to explore. With that happy thought, Leo closed his eyes, drifting off to sleep under the stars, dreaming of ancient dwellings and the mysteries of Mesa Verde National Park.